Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Abels?
Here.
Mr. Campbell?
Here.
Miss Martin? Mr. Duggar?
I'm here. We have enough, the chair has enough to declare a quorum. We'll move on with business. Approval of minutes from last meeting.
Move to approve.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion been made and probably second. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Mr. Abels?
Aye.
Mr. Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Duggar?
Aye, motion carried. Minutes are approved. We'll go into old business. We'll take them one at a time. Request from L. Bruce Peden for appeal of an administrative decision for 200 Stewart Street, Zone CD3, Neighborhood Craft District concerning zoning ordinance 4400, Section 1.22.2F, Table 4.3.9.A-1, and Section 4.3.9.E.6.AH. This is it has been deferred from a previous agenda. Staff report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staff, this time, as some of you may know, we still have STR changes that are occurring. It was at the Planning Commission meeting last night, and a recommendation was made to move forward to the City Council meeting with some changes from the previous iteration that was presented to the Planning Commission. However, at this point in time, this staff feels strongly that we would like to request a deferral at staff level for this appeal from administrative decision. I've spoken with the applicant, Mr. Peden, prior to the meeting. Unless he has any difference of opinion, I think he would be readily available to accept recommendation from staff for deferral of this item because there are unknowns out there pertaining to the STR provisions that may change
As of tonight,
as of tonight at the meeting. But of course, it'll have to go through two readings, whatever the change may entail. But staff would recommend just deferral of this item based on that, and would ask that the Board of Zoning Appeals consider this request from staff. And that's all I have.
for the minutes, make a record that Miss Christie has arrived. Place she is here. Mr. Peden, do you agree with that?
Mr. Chairman, month before last when I was here, I couldn't hear a thing.
Yes, sir.
Last month I was hearing good. Today I'm hitting on about 10 or 15%. So,
Okay.
I came this morning, and my clients were prepared to go forward, but I asked Mr. Archibald whether or not the city wanted to defer this and perhaps have Mr. Hubble here. There's a lot of legal questions involved in these matters, and so my understanding was that the city would like this deferred. I told him they'd been very courteous and professional. We had no objection to that, so that's I can go forward, but I have no objection to deferring it, and actually probably would prefer that the city have their attorney here present. I think it would.
We all agree with that.
I think it would help the board with that.
Do we have any questions from the Board of Appeals today for the applicant or for the staff? Christie,
Mr.
questions?
Chairman, I move to defer.
Well, we have a question, I think. First.
I just had one question. In the meantime, is this property being utilized, or is it this situation on hold for the property owner?
May I approach?
Yes, you can. Go ahead, Christie.
I'm sorry, I don't have a strong voice.
Got a little app here that does immediate closed cat for me. Sorry.
That's okay. Bruce, I was just wondering what the nature of the property is right now during these delays.
What's going on with the property?
Yes.
Still being used.
Okay.
Short-term rental.
Okay.
Yes. My understanding is that same thing is taking place all over the city with the other properties as well.
Staff, do you agree with that comment?
Both of these properties are in a character district 3 leave until late yesterday after proposed to permit short-term rentals, CD freeze. My limited understanding of what took place at the planning commission yesterday, they recommend remove CD three from the permitted basis of short rentals. Our case on these two are their grandfather. That's in essence, that's what this appeal is about. And so, I don't know if you all, Ms. Martin, I don't know if you were present or not. You all recall the very first meeting on this, it explained that the doctrine in the law that requires exhaustion of administrative remedy. For example, come down to the city to get a building permit, they deny me, think it's lawful or wrong, I have to exhaust my administrative remedy if I have one. And so in this case, because they were cited violation, they have an administrative remedy, appeal that to the Board of Zoning. And there's a legal doctrine that if you don't exhaust your administrative remedy, you're out of luck. You can't sue the city. You have to follow the process. That's why we've been here every month for what, 5 or 6 months?
I think it's 7.
Going on.
Or 8.
So, we're hopeful that if we could avoid the complicated issues that are involved in this, but apparently at this point I've lost my caution. At any rate, the city has been very professional, very courteous, and they've agreed to deferrals, no problem. Yes, accommodating their request.
Thank you, Mr. Peden.
Thank you, I respect that.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept the denial, the referral. I hear a second.
Second.
Motion been made and properly seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Abels?
Aye.
Mr. Campbell?
Aye.
Miss Martin?
Aye.
Mr. Duggar?
Aye, motion carries. We'll roll on to next month.
Both of them, or just, you gonna do it?
No, we're going to do the next one. You have to do that. The legal counsel told me I had to do both. All right, so now we'll go for the second one, which is, hold on just one second. It's the request from L. Bruce Peden for approval of an administrative decision for 623 Crestland Drive, Zone CD-3L, large lot neighborhood character district concerning zoning ordinance 4400, section 1.22.2F, comma, table 4.3.9A1 and section 4.3.9.E.6.AH. This item was deferred from a previous agenda. We'll now bring it to the floor. Do I hear the same motion, Mr. Campbell?
I move to defer.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please, ma'am.
Mr. Abels?
Aye.
Mr. Campbell?
Aye.
Miss Martin?
Aye.
Mr. Duggar?
Aye, motion carries. We'll roll on to the next time. Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman.
All right. We have other business on the agenda. Y'all here for a reason?
Oh, I just bought.
Okay. Would you like to speak for us? Please speak to, come to the podium and state your name for the record, please.
Okay, hi. I'm Bobby Richardson. I just bought the house next door, 621 Crestland, and just meeting my neighbors now. And I just wanted to see what really was going on. And, you know, I mean, I do have concerns. I'm trying to talk to them and see, you know, what the logistics are. And, but I just wanted to be here so people know that, you know, I just bought my dream home. I spent 60 years saving for my home, and I just want to make sure I'm in a, you know, a comfortable, safe, quiet place. And I just came out of a 10-year apartment that I had that revolving door. And this is the first time I was able to buy a home. And anyway, I just wanted to be here and should have went over to their house on Sunday to meet them, but it was raining, and I regret the deterrent from the rain, but not how I want to meet my neighbors.
If you would like to be here tonight, there's more discussion tonight at the city council.
Okay.
The planning commission sent it back to the council for discussion tonight. So if you'd like to be here at 4, is that right?
It's 5:30.
5:30 tonight, and you're on the agenda, so it'll be a while, but you're on the agenda someplace. So if you want to hear more about it tonight, you can.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
that'd be
Okay.
great.
Anybody,
Thanks.
ma'am, are you with her too?
She's the other neighbor.
Okay. All right. Do you have any comments you'd like to make? Step for the record, please, ma'am.
I'm just, I'm Brenda Kirtley. I'm her neighbor. I live on the other side of her. And I'm just here to give her good support. And we're trying to keep our neighborhood a neighborhood. And I've not had any problem with the other people or anything, but we just wanted to know what's going on. And we're just
Sometimes we'd like to know what's going on as well.
I know. Well, we've paid for our house, and I'm 81, and I'm not in a hurry to. I figure my next place is either a nursing home or Oaks and Nichols. So, but I'd like for it to be peaceful in my last years.
Thank you
But
for your
that's
comments, and
all.
thank you for coming by to see us.
Yes.
All right. Other-
Chairman,
Yes.
my question would be for staff. Is
Okay.
that agenda for tonight's meeting online where they could preview that?
Yes, to the people present here, thank you for coming, as well as Mr. Peden and the applicants. The meeting is public tonight. It is viewed, is live stream as well. You can go to the city's website if you can't make it to the meeting tonight. But the STR provisions, short-term rental provisions, will be discussed more in depth. There's a recommendation made by our planning commission to continue to allow it in certain zones. In City 4, City 4C, City 5, City 5C, which is more urban residential character districts, with the retraction of one portion of the limited standard that required it to be owner occupied. That was the recommendation that was sent to the city council to be discussed tonight. However, that's subject to change. That's the reason we asked for the deferral here. It still would not permit short-term rentals in our character districts, City 2, City 3, and City 3L, which you reside in. You reside in the City 3L district. So right now, the ordinance is that it's not allowed. The recommendation moving to the city council does not open that up to be allowed in that area, but it will be discussed and it's subject to change as well. But the meeting is public, open to the public as well as online, and you can view that online if you can't make it tonight. But
And you can review the documents in advance online, the city council agenda for tonight, and
on our public public
Website.
portal. That's
Yes.
correct. Yes, on our public portal. Yes.
Okay. Other business. Anybody have any other business? If not, I do. Education-wise, where are we on education? Anybody have any idea?
I'll check with Melissa and have her send an email out. Miss Sanders does keep up with that. I know we've had discussion about possibly doing more internal education. I think that's more beneficial for y'all.
I agree.
I know sometimes there's these state planning educational sessions, but that's something that we will be doing in the future is more education sessions. And then luckily we're fortunate we have a new staff member coming on board on Monday as an additional principal planner. So now we are truly fully staffed. The council was gracious enough to add another position
What will that
in the
position
budget.
entail?
It'll be a principal planner position. Also, Robert was recently promoted to the principal planner role. So in the planner sequence, those are more higher esteemed, more higher level analysis type reviews. And so that gentleman will also help with the education. He's a graduate of Auburn, has a background in city planning.
Okay. We do like the idea of what you told us you were going to do in regard to this specific item. We were going to have a real intense discussion of short-term and how all those zones and everything applied by. So please make sure that that's accomplished as well.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay, all right. We have one other thing. As y'all can know, that George is not here today, and George has been, with all respect, George has been removed from the board because George moved to Hampshire. Come to find out, you have to be a resident of the city of Columbia to be on the board, and he has not been a city of residence for the 15 years he's been on the board. So I don't know what happened there or how that happened, but he has been a honored member of this committee, and I would like to make sure that in some sort of way that we have some kind of recognition for him as soon as we can, probably not on the city council for tonight, but a plaque or something honoring his service to the city of Columbia. So if we can present that to y'all to get the ball rolling for that, Chaz can, whatever he wants to do, whatever he has to do to make it happen. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Jimmy, excuse me, I would note that while George has not lived in the city limits, he is a property owner
He is a
in the
property owner.
city, correct?
Yes, ma'am, he
Okay,
is.
thank you.
And I have discussed that with legal counsel. Jake has told me, I asked Jake, I said, which book does this go to? And Jake did not know since he has new capacity. He did not go. So can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. It's actually well outlined within the zoning ordinance, membership and where membership status is. And so in the zoning ordinance, it does specifically state that you do have to be a physical resident of the city of Columbia to serve on any board within the city.
So does that go back to the old book or the new book?
It is in the new book.
Okay. All right. So he hasn't been doing anything wrong that would cause us to have any kind of issues with the general public.
No, sir. Nothing wrong. It's we've had a similar situation in my time here with the planning commission. The planning commission chairman unfortunately moved to the county, so he had to step down from serving on the planning commission. And so this is just a requirement per the zoning ordinance. And in addition to that, sometimes when you have membership issues with residency, it could set the board up for legal challenges.
I guess I need to have a motion in regard to this request for George. The chair would entertain a motion we request Mayor Mulder to form some kind of congratulatory or thank you issue to present to George, both at this function and at a regular council meeting somewhere in the future.
Jimmy, would
Yes.
you like to maybe state that as a request
Did I say it the wrong way?
or a suggestion that, and then the city can give their due diligence there and that can happen the way that it needs to happen?
Okay, I can.
Does that?
I don't think I demanded anything. I just wanted
Okay.
to suggest it. So, do I hear the chair would entertain that motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and probably second. Roll call.
Mr. Abels,
Aye.
Mr. Campbell,
Aye.
Miss Martin,
Aye.
Mr. Duggar.
Aye. Motion carries. Please move forward with that. Anything else for the board? I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Abels,
Aye.
Mr. Campbell,
Aye.
Miss Martin,
Aye.
Mr. Duggar.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well.
So the mayor is aware. Changes. I don't know if there has been any movement towards the appointment.
I talked to the mayor Friday morning. He is aware of the city.
For the once. I mean, it's true.
I can't speak for the mayor, but I'm making the assumption that he will. He will progress.
30 acres. Isn't it 30 acres?
Aware of it. Sometimes we struggle with a quorum, so
Porterville. Yeah.
makes it more
I believe.
emphasis on that.